takeaways on film?
Outstanding offense, obviously. Very talented. Many weapons that they can beat you with, and a quarterback with arm talent to make throws from sideline to sideline, and seems to enjoy the challenge to show how far he can throw a football. And they've got many guys that can go down the field and get it. So they're an offense that on every play they have a chance to get explosive on you, and so it's an offense that demands your attention on every play because they're in a constant state of attack.
Kelly had some interception issues earlier in the year, but he's had 2 straight games, no picks and everything like that. What do you think has allowed their offense to kind of hit a new gear, I guess, last couple of weeks?
Well, it's like all of us. I mean, I think they're just probably getting better. He's getting more experience in terms of what they're seeing, and more comfortable with just playing week in and week out in the SEC and understanding where what's going to be open and what's not based off of what coverage. And he's done a good job of keeping the ball from harm's way, and then sometimes he's got wide receivers that just go make plays for him anyway in one-on-one situations. So it's a challenge, and he's not afraid to challenge a defender with his man there. And the old expression, one-on-one is one-on-none to them. They've got that mentality.
Zach Jackson kind of overshadowed by Richie and Beniquez, but what has he kind of meant to you having a senior there at linebacker?
When you have a defense with very few seniors anyway, you need those guys, and a guy like Zach who's been a role player for most of his career, you need those guys to be the best version of them that they can be. And Zach's played a lot of roles for us this year. But one thing I told him after Saturday, he may have made the play of the season because that play on 4th down he made when he stayed in coverage on Henry on the corner route and didn't panic. A lot of guys in that situation would panic and draw a pass interference penalty, and for him to stay in coverage and force them to really make a perfect throw. That's the play that really turned the game around, allowed us to fight off the ropes. So, you'd like to see your seniors make plays like that in games that they can remember for the rest of their lives.
I think I know the answer, but how does Ole Miss's passing attack change the way your defense goes as a mentality? Does it still take away the run first and then pass second, or does it change at all?
Well, what they do a fantastic job of is that they pass it on running plays. So they don't have a run called where they don't have a pass attached to it, or very rarely do they. So you're always defending both. So they're in that era, in that style of football rather, all 11 have to play on every snap. Because it's a run. The run gap responsibility goes sideline to sideline. It's not just because they may call an inside run, and they may throw the bubble screen, or they may throw it deep to Treadwell at X. And that's a running play. So, so to me, it's all in the same. You have to stop basically everything on every play, which is very stressful, of course.
So you've been the only member of the staff undefeated against Ole Miss. How important is this game to you, and what makes it important to you?
Well, it's important because it's It to me it captures the essence of the state. It's the essence of their program against the essence of our program. It's who they are as a university and what they represent, and who we are as a university and what we represent. I think it's a game that what's neat about it is my second time around in the Egg Bowl is with the status of both programs elevated, and with both teams being in the top 25 now for 2 years in a row. It really shines a really positive light on the entire state of Mississippi, and and the talent in the high school football in this state. But all that being said, it's really important that we win the game. It's important for our fans and everybody. But we know the state's it's like a big small town, and everybody knows everybody, and you want to make sure that you've got 365 days of that chip on your shoulder that you won the game.
I know you've obviously been around rivalries before throughout your career, but was there a point, maybe the last time you were here, that you kind of realized what this meant and it became important to you?
It was, you felt it. Well, if you think about it, if you go back coming off the 2009 season when I got here and how important that win in Dan's first year was. So, and that really was what we had. That we were 5-7. That whole offseason I was here, we were coming off the 5-7 season, but we had won. We carried around that Egg Bowl trophy everywhere we went, and that really gave the program that first initial boost, which I felt led into the 9-win season in 2010. So you couldn't help but sense how important that game was. It was what we had at that moment. And really everything that I feel like this program has accomplished since that moment has been built off of that first Egg Bowl with the Anthony Dixon and all those guys. So, and then certainly to win it there, there's nothing more fun than winning, on your rival's home turf, which you're aware of, and that's why we have to protect ours this weekend. So to win there in 2010 was certainly the highlight of that season as well.